Hey Ron, how
Hey.
you doing?
Okay. Just come up through, I don't know if it was our cop or somebody had somebody pulled over down by Gilson's down here,
What, tables?
all lit up bright and everything. I come up and, he pulled out around them, there's one coming. I look in my mirror and there's a guy behind me, and I bet he wanted to get the hell out of there. He only had one headlight.
Oh gee, yeah.
And he come up through
They
and then
tend
he
to
turned.
find those real fast.
Yeah, he came back in behind me, followed me all the way into town here, and I don't know whether he went down the side street there. He might have come back up around through and went back, took back, rode back around, I don't know.
Oh,
But it was like,
I don't know if anybody,
I don't
somebody's
know.
been on.
He just, the guy down there, they were out when I came there, they were out leaning on the front end of the car. So I don't know if, he just picked up the speed, the guy would still be sitting in the car, they wouldn't be out standing by the front.
No, maybe.
So I don't know what they're doing. Probably looking for him.
Just talking.
I'm gonna try not to cause any trouble tonight.
Go right ahead and cause all the trouble you want. That's fine with me.
No, I had no fun last week.
We try to
Oh,
follow
grab me
the
one,
law,
Marty.
it's hard to do sometimes.
Marty,
I've been
grab me one.
Otherwise distracted
Yeah.
lately.
Cop still down there when you come through?
No.
He had somebody pulled over by Gilson's
Hello.
down through there, and they were,
Nope.
they were in front of the car. They all lit up, and I come
Could've
up,
been
pulled
the
down, I
warm
pulled
night
down around
tonight.
him, over in here, and there was another guy come behind me that pulled out around, and all of a sudden, I mean, he came right up on my ass, and I looked there, he only had one headlight, he was trying to get the hell out of there.
Hey, Ron.
Oh, it was. Yeah, I'm sure you know Wink guy.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, I figured they're,
How old was he?
90.
94?
90.
no, 90.
Just plain 90?
I was gonna go to the funeral thing, but they're running COVID all around the family. Matt had it that morning, so I said,
Yeah, no,
I got enough troubles after that pneumonia last year.
you don't need anything.
I said, I don't need any of that stuff.
That's why we didn't have anything, and I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
don't go that much to, different ones around where there's people and stuff coming around. I figured I'd come up here to this one and, come again, tomorrow night to the village. See,
Nah, I need the exercise.
I could say to see the circus.
Need the exercise.
I'll see if Wendell
Yeah.
Wendell came to the village down there. He said, I'm done, I ain't going up there anymore. Down there, but it was funny down to the village. I'm just coming because of the marijuana, because nobody knows about the guy putting it in down, down there where he's gonna put it. Remember all that?
Oh, yeah.
Across the tracks.
It's come up, yeah.
Yeah, and it, nobody knew anything about it. Then it started coming up, and then they were gonna do it. So anyway, I went to the village meeting, because it is in the village.
Yeah.
And then Cable's still down there, and Cable said down there, well, see me, he says you can't stop him, he can put it in there, but he's gotta put it on stilts or something for flood zone. He's gotta build it up or fill it in. Which, that's common sense. But anyway, Cable was sitting there by the office door, Wendell Freelove was sitting here, Dave Trooper there was sitting there, and Cable says they were just talking. And I'm just sitting there, they still set it up even though I don't have a camera. And I just sitting there and listening to them go through there. He filled back in there, he says, just like they did for the ice cream stand. He says, that was just a big hole, and they filled that all in, built it all up. Wendell's sitting there, he says, no, they didn't. He said, that wasn't filled in, that was all level right there. The only problem they had was the color river. Pickles right there, bullshit, I know what I'm. Wendell looked at him after they argued. Wendell looked at him, he said, I'm the one who put it in. And when they got, after the meeting was over and we got done, of course, Wendell ain't exactly, him and I are like, more his wife than him, but anyway, I told him, he says, how you like it, Wendell? And he says, what? He says, you own the property. They're telling you that what was done and everything, you don't know nothing about it. I says, how you like it? That's pretty good. I said, don't you get it? That's why I quit going to all this. I said, all these people, nobody knows what was going on or what happened, but they all know how to do it. But while I'm talking to
Wendell owns the ice cream shop?
Wendell build it.
Yeah?
He built it, but he
Yeah.
still owns it?
No.
No.
Okay, he sold it. Did he sell it to them?
The guy that bought it right now is the one that's doing
The
the,
Goodies barbecue.
does the barbecue.
Okay.
The one that had it before had tattoo and something or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, I thought it was funny because they were sitting there arguing and I'm sitting there going, you guys don't, it don't take nothing. Like the first night that it came up here when they didn't know if it was village or town, you know. Didn't know for sure where it was. End of Allen Street. Oh, no, yeah, didn't know nothing about it. Within an hour, time I left here and got down, I mean, and I didn't even have Jane do it. I went and I got a hold of Rhonda. I said, Rhonda, this is what I gotta have. Within an hour after I left here, I knew who the guy was, where he owned it, how big the lot was, places he's got in Whalen and other places around. And it's like, if you're on the friggin' board, for either place,
Well, I heard the
You oughta
Whalens
check it
not
out.
gonna reappoint him either.
you gotta check
I
that.
heard that right from the girls that work in the village building.
That what?
The Whalen's not gonna reappoint him.
Good.
Cagle.
Down there either?
Good.
I heard that straight from the, you know, Dee Dee Bill's daughter that works in the main.
Yeah?
Well, I can tell you, I mean, Cable and I tangled with him several times there.
I tangled with him just once. I still like to meet the
Yeah.
son of a gun.
But down there, when you came in the office, you got the office here, the office door that goes in. Cable sat right back here, Wendell sat here, I was here, and then you got Billy Wagner was up by the window, and you got the board over there. Cable, I'm there, Cable, and then he sits down, he's sitting over there. You know, he's here going around there, and says, Towner. Yeah, what do you want? He says, take this to the town board.
Well, Rick's
But he
afraid.
held his hand up so the board,
Rick's afraid, he wanted me to ask you. Rick's afraid if I started on cable tonight, if he could screw up our solar panel law, getting our solar
no,
panels.
they can't, the law is in.
Oh, there.
You've been approved, so.
But he wanted to know if he could screw it up.
All he could do is,
Well, until the board wants a new one, he's a whole.
he worked, he goes
But,
to the county. Yeah.
But anyways, oh, another thing with the marijuana, a couple of my kids I had in Maple School moved to Colorado, started their own marijuana growing. Well, they asked me about buying more Cottrells, and I said, it has to be an adult entertainment area.
Somebody lose some gloves?
Couldn't go buy more Cottrell.
Oh, no.
And just start doing
Don't have
it.
any
Well, we don't have a
idea.
law yet. Just-
And I told them we didn't have a law yet
Yeah,
either.
get right on.
Oh, yeah.
But I told them we didn't have a law either.
Yeah.
I said, there's certain places down by the expressway that have been way down. They haven't been out. Hello, how are you?
Nobody can put it there either.
Good,
because
have
that's
good
the right there.
afternoon, good evening.
I was gonna say it, isn't
It's
it
all on the
night
cycle
now?
with it. You didn't put that. We were talking about it, and then
Oh, no,
you took it all on this side of the road. Last time I was here.
I asked him if he wanted to come, and he says, no, he says, you'll run your
I don't
mouth.
know.
Well,
Oh, for
you know,
God's
see, this
sake.
ain't gonna be no good, but.
Oh, beautiful.
Hey!
Looks like the gang's all here.
Hi, Judy.
Hi, hi.
How are ya?
Super, how are all of you?
We're all good.
Oh, that's
When you go through, there's a.
nice to see you, sir.
Haven't heard from you.
I know my
I
hands
have
are
nothing
cold.
to report.
I looked at
My
my
hands are cold.
calendar and it said
Yeah, didn't I talk to you about that?
You haven't talked to us this evening.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I was sitting there in bated breath, just waiting
Oh,
for you to call and fill me
We
in.
don't know. We don't know. Well, I don't think they go with my colors,
As
so.
soon as you.
Kids were here for the weekend.
Tracks,
I thought I
you've
did.
got
Something with red.
Literally, when I had one
200 yards.
between the wind.
Those are red on the
What
outside.
we did, we took them up by the windmill, big long field, and I looked at the bottom, I said,
Well,
God,
it's gotta be somebody's
there's
here.
a hedgerow
They
here.
weren't
I said, oh, they'll never
here
go.
5 minutes ago.
Oh, yes, they did.
Harold found it back
Right
there.
there.
Oh,
8 and 10.
Found it
oh.
back
I
there.
kept yelling, John jumped on the ATV and side by side. I took one, he took the other. We went tearing after those kids. They crawled out and he said, can we do that again? So we sledded all day Saturday out. I am going to. Well, that's, we had to go to the movies after that. And then this Sunday, which is a follow-up of Saturday. I'm like, I think I'm gonna die. I really am. I could not move Sunday. Monday, they went Monday.
Oh, really?
And they went by themselves. I didn't go with them. I just said,
Yeah.
take them away. And he got home just a few minutes ago. Oh, gosh. But it was great fun. It really was. But yes, I think it's, and it was not good. It was sad. When I got there, well, I met, she and her sister and significant other at the doctor's. And, when we got there, we were there on our vacation. His sister.
The other side? The other side is.
Oh, God. Hi there. How are you?
I did put it in.
So anyways,
I hadn't been going.
he explained.
How are you?
no more driving.
Hey, did you make 600 or more to get a
So sorry.
1099 from the Board of
I
Elections?
inquired.
Well,
They sent an email today or
well,
yesterday.
it seemed to, she
saying
can understand the driving.
W-2s or
And when
1099s are on
she
their way,
said,
but
well, I kinda like.
I don't think I made
it
600. Did you make 600?
And I've already.
They tell me I didn't.
But
Oh, did you ask
then,
them?
And the email I got back said since I didn't, that IRS didn't require it to be
my
reported.
sister's
That's right.
significant other, who's dying of cancer, should be dead.
Yeah.
So she'll come down and I'll give her my help. She can wait.
I didn't, well, he
Helen's got
did
it all
early
planned.
voting, and so.
How are you?
I haven't looked, but I doubt their numbers. I'm not gonna argue with them.
No, this year it was a different story, because there's two primaries,
I work
presidential,
today.
early.
Have you signed up for a training session?
No, did you get a letter about it?
Yeah, today.
Oh, I didn't get
They're
the
gonna
mail
offer
today.
us some more.
I don't always get
But
my mail.
I called them and said that I'll be there tomorrow morning. They called me back and said, we're not gonna have it.
Oh, you're kidding.
No. So I'm signed up for Thursday afternoon.
Oh, I guess I better get your mail. Where's it, where do you go?
I signed up for the one in East Corning. There's another one in Bath.
Training? That's way down there?
I like to drive when I get paid.
I know you do.
Am I in the wrong row?
Yes, you are.
I know
We
you
just
do.
moved back. I moved back and she moved back.
I go with he goes.
I don't wanna go to, well, just again.
That'll buy me another tank
Am I gonna be in that way? Am I gonna be in the way?
Yeah, probably so.
Not my way.
Didn't have that thing, I mean,
As long as they're.
no, I'll be good.
It's such a nice party. Oh, but I don't. But anyways, they called me, they're gonna call me at 12:30 tomorrow. And I put them on, they wanted to.
They're training in for now or just back?
waiting for me? I
Yeah, what
don't.
it is. That's nice.
I'll try to get down the street.
Okay, I have a life.
I know you're busy.
It's no excuse, I'm always busy.
It's a good thing.
Okay, the brother or the boyfriend and her sister went to the grocery shopping. Then they went over to I do, and they were a big glass of wine.
That's the back wall, so this is the street side.
Guy couldn't pick it up. Oh, God. And I said, you cannot give her wine. What if she takes on?
Permanent fixtures are,
I mean, they left her.
right, and then the sinks are, on the outside wall, there's a,
And she ended up with this lady the other day.
And that's just an island there, and those are just bridges.
it's an answer system?
It is.
And, you know, then that's
Who's installing that, you know?
I'm installing it, but I've got an inspector.
Yeah, that's all I asked for.
I took it down from a restaurant, and I'd never touched one before, and I was a little nervous that word is gonna blow up my face. But it's no big deal, it's just nitrogen and 3 containers, I didn't know how simple they were. So, yeah, but we're doing a kitchen, we're doing the mechanicals for a kitchen that's going in Bowen. Yeah, we're on Main Street, so that's inspired.
Yeah, they talked about going to Florida. Helen said they were going, but then she told me, she thought she had the date. They'd already gone. Oh, I had so much fun with her
Hi.
last
How you doing?
week. But I wanted to tell you.
Just don't answer that.
I mean, you look good. What do you say?
But I can't get there because I don't know what I'm gonna do about it.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna bring the check over to Shore.
Well, John doesn't think about it because it'll be good.
Oh, really?
I think that's him.
Couldn't take a chuck, could you?
That was appropriate.
It's hot water, let me go get your cup.
Hot water? Where's your tea bag?
I made contact with Putney.
Drink hot water?
From you guys.
I do, I like it better in tea.
Really?
I'm sorry?
I made contact with Putney.
Riding my bike.
Just
I
talking
don't even drink water.
Oh,
I
you
don't even
got,
drink water.
You guys signed it off.
we did.
No, I know it's
It's hard to get through there. It's not attorney.
100% fruit juice. Fruit
You
juice.
just come to my door, I
I know, I like that.
and walk right in and without.
Just 2 cups.
Are you looking for more work or?
In the morning, and then I drink my thing, my thermos all day. That's it. I don't eat lunch or breakfast.
Got two ferocious dogs that attack you too.
They came at me. No, not really. They're very friendly.
I gotta take Gary and Sarah on Friday
On my
to
way out the
the
door.
place. They wouldn't go to that. Well,
Friday,
feel good. He says he can't do it, so he can't do the kid version.
What do you mean,
He
kaput?
doesn't feel like that. I said,
well, not,
I'm with you there. Friday.
You're retiring?
Really? You're shutting the office down?
I don't wanna go.
I thought you said Friday the 16th.
Friday.
sorry?
Friday?
Friday was the 16th of February,
Which was You're
which
going?
was
Oh, yes.
42 years since I've been doing this. Went to Buffalo and got
I know.
Okay, I thought you meant you were retiring 16th of March or something. I didn't know what you meant.
Don't tease him. Don't tease the guy.
I didn't think you were that old.
I am that old. I don't look it, but. Oh, he did?
Five was our turn.
Now, the village is finishing, or is gonna complete its sewer system. It's only partly done,
Okay.
and that's gonna take 2 or 3 years.
You mean for you?
And, well, yeah,
You have to negotiate for people's land rights and stuff, is that why? Or?
looks like it. Looks like it. Yeah,
Oh, no, it's the same.
let's see that it gets done reasonably. I think they know how to, Brian Shanks is pretty good at it. He's on top of it.
Oh, the guy, yeah, the guy, oh, yeah. You know, he said, no, I don't want to drink it.
Well, I understand that lawyers have a longer shelf life than plumbers. So,
Well, because I get to sit
right,
on my rear end all day, and
Right.
plumbers are on their knees and up and down.
right.
I have a plumber, Denny Pope, over in Naples, he lives up in Garland. He replaced some pipes that was in the crawl space, and there was like that much room
Yeah, that's fine.
for him to crawl in and take the old pipes out and put new pipes in.
All over, I'm gonna shake you.
My sons work with me and they don't appreciate crawl spaces at all.
Wait, that's your nose.
No, it's really not fun.
He got it done.
You have to.
He didn't have to.
I mean, but you do. And
I had to have it done, I needed it, because they were old.
I'm gonna call the meeting to order.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There's one adjustment to the agenda under old business E, a TG&A solar project update.
I did, stopped at the TGA project today. They're not starting any site work until they go back to the planning board next month to get the project straightened out and get their 90-day window straightened out for their special use permit. So I did talk to them today, they're only there doing surveys, so as far as TGAA is, they're on hold until the next planning board meeting.
There's our update. Carol, do you have any correspondence?
No.
I don't have any either. Acceptance of the minutes from the January 16th town board meeting.
I'll make the motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second it. Is there any discussion, corrections?
Yes, two things. When I had asked if Nancy Levesque's statement could be added to the minutes from the December meeting as an addendum, you said we don't do that. According to Town Law 63, a request can be made to the town board, and if approved by a majority of the board, the statement can be included. And then the second one is, did the advertisement for the code enforcement position get advertised for applications?
What does that have to do with the minutes?
It's in the minutes that you were supposed to advertise for a code enforcement officer and contact the Steuben County Planning Board Commissioner on how to go about helping the planning board.
Well, obviously that was done since we had the public hearing, or the meeting, the special meeting, and yes, the ad was in the paper.
Oh, 'cause I did a search today and I couldn't find it.
Well, it was in the Hornell Tribune where it has to go, which is our legal.
Okay, I'd like to see the proof and the bill for it. Other than
Carol
that,
has the proof of publication, you can get that from her at another time.
Carol, do they typically send you an affidavit of publication?
Yes, they do,
When they're not that one?
if we ask for it, yes.
Hmm?
They do, when we put it in a legal section.
I mean, we got the proof for the notice in the paper for the special meeting, but we never got a proof or saw a bill for the, publication for, code enforcement officer wanted.
I think we got it Friday in the mail.
Oh, just this Friday?
Mhm.
did you talk to the county board, Judy?
Did I talk to the county board?
The planning board commissioner.
Did I talk to the county planning board commissioner? No, I didn't.
Yes, about the code enforcement, about helping the planning board in the absence of the code enforcement officer.
If in the absence of a code enforcement officer, New York State takes over, not the county. County has nothing to do with that, the state will take over.
The motion on the floor is to accept the minutes, and I'm not sure, are you,
Just wanted to make sure it was carried through. That's all.
well, there's a motion on the table, on the floor, so we deal with that, then we go on to other things. Any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
No.
No,
It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
So how does that work when one board member makes the motion to accept it and
Well,
then
that's taken as a yes vote if you make the motion, but.
I
Well,
beg
she
pardon?
seconded the motion and then voted no.
No, I didn't second the motion, you did.
she made the motion?
She made the motion, but it was seconded, but it wasn't approved.
Right.
Well, generally, it's,
Okay.
if you make the motion, you're approving it, but,
Well, not until the vote is called.
I guess we won't have minutes, I guess we don't have anything here. We got a supervisor's report, a town clerk's report, dog control, justices, ambulance.
I'm here to
Richie,
do a
would you
code
like to-
report, if you, I don't have one there, I'm here to do one if you'd
Okay,
like.
well, I was just gonna say, Richie, or you are welcome to give an
So as far as
overview.
my code enforcement report, we've issued 4 building permits thus far this year. I did receive a formal request today for information. on a property on Beals Road. And other than that, certificate of compliance has been issued for the Gleason trailer on Route 371. And the application for the kitchen in 30 Main Street has been into my office. Also, I have received a call about discontinuing a water service from a vacant piece of property, and I just don't have any authority over that at all. So that's about all I got going on.
I don't have nothing to say, they didn't acknowledge the first one, so I read enough.
I'll make the motion to accept the reports.
I'll second.
Is there any discussion about any of the reports? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
There were a few notes on the abstract. 104 for Verizon. The question was, why was Don X's name on the bill? If you've ever dealt with Verizon, you know it's next to impossible to change anything. That phone belongs to Barry Fairbrother at this point. The police and the ambulance have what looks like so many phones because each of their vehicles has to have a hotspot or whatever you call it to communicate with their computers in the 2 police cars and the 2 ambulances. And the ambulance doesn't have any phones, the police do have 2 phones. The Toshiba bill voucher 100 is a contract. It has been, it's for the service on the copier, and that is just automatically processed every month. If you'd like me to sign it, I'll be glad to. Voucher number 97 was an emergency repair to the generator at the pump garage, pump building, and Barry has signed those. It came at a time when he wasn't around. Voucher number 82 is the contract that was approved with our cybersecurity company, which is now mandated by New York State for us to have a cybersecurity program in place that was approved. These contracts are just automatically paid every month. They can be signed if people think they need to be signed. I code them, and obviously they've been approved by the board before. Voucher 80, you questioned stickers. The stickers are for Richie's town highway truck, the new truck. Voucher 61 was a bill for a clothing allowance from one of the highway workers in the highway contract with the union. They are allowed a $500 stipend every year, but the governor decided last year that they need to submit actual, not just get the money, but they have to submit actual purchase receipts for the clothing that they're purchasing to make sure that's what they're spending for on work clothing, and that was one of those things. Yes, there was sales tax on it, but they have to pay and get reimbursed, and unfortunately they can't buy something without paying sales tax.
Judy, so if he's submitting for 400, what is UniFirst for uniforms for?
That's for their uniforms.
So why is he submitting separately than what UniFirst is submitting?
He's not. They buy work boots, they buy winter clothing, they buy orange hats, they buy gloves, they get a stipend, it's in their union contract.
Okay, so I'm confused, so then what is UniFirst, what do they supply?
Shirts, pants, uniforms,
Okay.
jackets. Voucher 71 is the CVS contract. We pay them a certain amount every month. There would be absolutely no reason, it's a contract approved by the town board, and we pay them the monthly amount every month. It's never been signed by the person. Dave is in Florida, and it doesn't go to him, it goes to the treasurer of CVS. Voucher number 74 is the lockbox. That is the tax collection lockbox, and we pay, is it a quarter, Carol?
It's 30 cents now.
It's 30 cents this year per tax bill that they take care of. That's what that voucher was for. Voucher number 89 is again a contract with PAB, who does our ambulance billing. There is no, any details attached because it would be a HIPAA violation. And voucher 86 was a NYSEG bill, and I don't know who would you like to sign a NYSEG bill for. Well, you didn't sign it and it was in there, so that's the problems that you didn't like. You didn't sign. With those, do you have any questions on any of those things? Any further questions? No. The motion to approve the abstract as presented?
I'll make it.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Zoning amendments, I don't know if either of you have had any chance to look at,
Yes, I looked at them, but it was my understanding that Ted Walker was turning in a few more changes that needed to be added. So I didn't know if we wanted to go forward with this packet or to get them few changes that Ted was submitting.
well, he gave that was just the changes to local law 2010. Yeah, we're far from putting all of that together. What I would like to at least get started is the, lead agency letter, because that takes 30 days, that would take us.
Oh, we haven't done that yet?
No.
What changes, the fellow's name was Ted?
Ted Walker, he's on the planning board.
Were there a lot of, what
No,
sort of
This
changes?
is the ones that we've gotten months ago.
Yeah,
It's just those, and they made, a suggestion or a recommendation to change the wording in another, zoning law. But the plan is to combine all, how many laws are there? There's probably 5. 7 that have to be interwoven into the whole zoning law, which were titled amendment to the zoning law, but then they passed them as standalone laws, which you're well aware of. So our hope is to somehow get everything, rolled into one gigantic zoning.
it's my suggestion, I know you and I have talked about this, but to the board as a whole, to seriously consider hiring an outfit called Code Publishers. And what they do is keep track of a municipality's local laws, not just zoning, but vehicle and traffic and leash laws and whatever the community adopts. And then if the municipality passes amendments or new local laws, they get filed with code publishers, I think just once a year. And then code publishers weaves these amendments or new local laws into the existing local laws. And so you don't have 5 or 6 or 7 standalone laws that you have to check and coordinate one with the other, and hopefully there are no contradictions. And it's much easier to keep track of, especially, you know, if we're amending the zoning code again, and that's gonna be 7 or 8 different laws. And they do the interweaving, they keep track of the amendments, and they put down when the amendments were adopted, and they refer to the local law by number and by year as to when the amendment was done. And lots of municipalities in the state take advantage of that service. It's fairly expensive. I think the village of Naples pays $12 or $1,500 a year just for the upkeep. And I have no idea what they would charge to put all of the town's local laws on their site. It's likely to be fairly costly to do it one time, because there are a lot of local laws. But it's a very handy service to use, and you just get on their website and they index all of the local laws, and you just click on them, and here they are. You scroll down and you get to the section that you want to refer to, and there it is right on your computer screen. And anybody can access it who has a computer.
Well, this here's dated October 2023, and I think we should just, I'll make the motion that we make us be the lead agency and keep this moving forward.
I think at this point, rather than,
I mean, because that's going to be another 30 days.
well, you have to do that if there are other interested, or involved agencies. And one I can think of right off the bat would be the Steuben County Planning Department. And so what we typically do is notify the involved agencies, all of the ones we can think of,
Right.
that the town intends to declare itself to be lead agency with respect to this project.
Right.
And then these agencies have 30 days to respond, and some of them say, yeah, go ahead and do it, we have no
Right.
interest in it.
Right.
And some of them just say nothing at all. And once the 30 days are up, after the notification,
Right.
then the town can go ahead and declare itself to be the lead agency.
Oh. Marty, have they sent any of this stuff, the planning board, to the county or anybody?
No, they don't, they're the lead agent.
She has to, we have to do it up here?
So the motion would be to send out the
Yes.
letter of intent to be the
Yes.
agency.
Yes.
So you're making that motion?
Yes, I'll make that motion, that we send out the letter with the intent that the town board will be the lead agent for the changes of the zoning law.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Next is the pool and the park building. The building is the, pool house, as we call it. We have to make a decision because, the board last year voted not to go ahead with the major renovation to the pool. And since spring is here, we really need to decide if we're going to get that hole filled in and, look for, well, probably Barry thinks he can do a lot of that himself, but, some highway equipment. And, so we need to decide what we wanna do and start, working towards that. There's been a lot of suggestions here at meetings for a spray park or doing, something different, but in any case, we need to take the fence down, and Gary'd like to get started on that before, as early as the weather will permit.
I would ask that the fence stay up until the hole does get filled in.
Well, they
Just in
gotta
case.
take part of it down.
Yeah, I understand to get into it, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have to think about what we're gonna do with, pool house, which is a fairly big building. And
Does that got the showers in it?
it's got 2 showers, 2 dressing rooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 offices. We've looked at spray parks and other things, and
What was the cost of them?
well,
Did
we
you get any
can't
prices?
determine because nobody will give you a price till, they can come out and talk to you, and, we've looked at equipment and just, the equipment can be as cheap as $50,000 or, up if we wanted to have a lazy river all around the park. We could spend millions of dollars.
What about the kiddie pool? Is
That-
that still there?
The kiddie pool is there, it's in, dire need of repair, but that wouldn't cost very much. But if you were having a spray park, you would probably wanna keep the kiddie pool, because that would not take much, work, and we'd be using the pump house and all that pumping equipment anyway for the spray park.
Well, you and Jim McCart are on the park committee, so.
Well, but we need to go ahead
Do
and
something.
start closing the hole up if we're not doing it.
My suggestion from the landscaper, background is you need to kinda decide what you're gonna do with that area and not just, you can't just dump dirt in there because it'll just settle. You gotta
No.
either fill it with, crushed stone or whatever if you're gonna have something on top of that, or else you're gonna have problems down the road.
Those are all things we've gotta decide and start to work on, because we can't leave it like that
Yep.
for the summer with pavilions rented and the rest and activities. What the Barry would like to see happen is to take a lot of that dirt from that hill that's right behind the pool. The one pavilion is up there, to smooth that down, make it sort of flat, and then be able to put another pavilion up there. And the other idea from a lot of people, Wendy being one of them, is to possibly build a more closed-in pavilion that could be used
You
year-round.
could rent it out all year round. Have a stove and maybe little fireplaces and firewood on the side and a refrigerator, and rent it out as, like Nugget Hill does. And it'll be used year round.
Right.
I know Ontario Park Pavilion that's closing like that. A friend of mine wanted to do a birthday party. It has been booked right from November, right straight through until the summer. Nobody can get into it.
Where's that?
at Ontario County Park in
Oh.
Naples.
Yeah.
It's a fully closed in,
Right.
with one kitchen, 2 bathrooms, and it'd be a good use of it, and you could, you know, you probably have to carry some insurance, like the pool anyways. But the guy that runs Ontario County Park, he says they're booked right out, he's a good friend of mine.
That's a good idea. Good idea.
We probably could do some kind of renovation to actually add on to the building that's already there, cause the bathrooms are there and most of
Right.
that stuff. but
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
I'm not an engineer nor an architect, but. So is the feeling to go ahead and look at how we're gonna fill in and kill our pool, although people are still trying to save?
I know they are.
Did you notice a lot of people are trying to save it, are from Dansville and Naples and Wallace, the local
Well,
people?
the ones from Wayland, I said, go to the school board and get them to kick in $200,000 a year and
I mentioned
we
that.
could
to the school
easily
board
do
member.
the pool over. Oh, we have the board president here.
I mentioned that to one board, and he says, we do a swim program anyway, so.
Right.
It's just a shame to
And
lose
Naples
such
has
a
a
little
summer
gem
swim
in this
program.
town, but it's just a huge expense. When the governor has money for pools and teaching kids how to swim, but from the email I got today, it looks like that'll be going to bigger places than
Yeah,
Cohocton.
she's targeting minorities
Yeah.
and low-income places and, yeah. New
We
York
saw
City.
that, yeah.
New
Oh,
York City. New York City.
They'll shower in there.
Yeah, she wants to teach them how to swim down there.
They've crossed the river, so they should know how to swim. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well,
Alright,
sort of leave that on hold.
yeah, put that on hold till next month,
Yep, oh, we keep doing that.
when spring gets here.
Yeah. I think most residents got an email from the Prattsburg Wind a letter from the Prattsburg Wind Project about the meeting.
Yes.
And I just wanted to remind everybody that the meeting is Tuesday, February 27th at 6 o'clock at Hatch Hose. And if you want to make public comments, that would be the time to do it about the Prattsburg Wind Project. We are getting 6 turbines from the project. So they will have boards there and people there to talk to if anybody's interested. We never did do our interviews on last Thursday. We are down to 1 application. And that person is here if you're so inclined to interview tonight.
I have to recuse myself after his behavior last week. There is no way I can honestly make a unbiased decision about him now. So I will be recusing myself.
And I will recuse myself because he turned it into the New York State Ethics Board and named me. So, nope,
Yeehaw.
nope.
So do we,
The
am I,
state ethics board? What?
I don't,
Okay.
yeah.
the Commission of Ethics. I turned into the Commission of Ethics in New York State. You can get a copy of that from, the
I
supervisor.
wasn't aware there was such a thing.
Yep.
Chuck pretty much gave us the, update on the solar project. The, planning board did, declare their special use permit expired at this month's planning board meeting. And so they've been asked to come, and they're supposed to come to the next planning board meeting, and they will decide what they're gonna do at that point.
Can we
New
go-
business.
Can we go,
I'm
can we
sorry.
go back up a minute?
Yeah,
So as the sitting code enforcement officer for the town,
Acting code enforcement officer for the town.
for the sitting code enforcement officer for the town, and now we have 3 sitting board members that have a conflict of interest with me. Is this the position still gonna be listed in the paper as available?
Well, we're gonna contact New York State. You said if there's not a code enforcement.
I've already
you said the
contacted
county-
New York State.
I was told by the attorneys out in Albany that the county could assign us a code enforcement.
That is wrong.
So if you're saying it's New York State, then we should contact New
I
York State.
am the code enforcement officer, okay, for the
But not
county,
for-
for
not
the
for New
county,
York State.
for
No,
the
you're
county,
not. No,
okay?
you're not.
The county does not look into code enforcement from local municipalities unless they opt out of code enforcement. If you opt out of code enforcement, then the county work comes in and steps in. If you do not have a code enforcement officer, which you do,
No, we
if you
don't.
do not
No, we
have,
don't.
You're our holdover.
am I still
didn't
getting,
appoint- we
I will
didn't
not sit as a
appoint-
holdover. I will sit as the
Then I
code
guess you
enforcement
can
officer, okay? I will not resign.
You're
Okay.
not our code enforcement.
So we just need to figure out where this stands, because if we got 3 board members that are on the board that have no opinion and can't make a decision on
Thought
the
about that
applicants.
Before you acted the way you did last
Am I
week.
speaking, please? Nothing can get cleared here with people talking over each other. And at this point, for the record, I would ask each board member to identify themselves and where they sit on the board. I'm asking
Yeah.
that as a record,
You can ask.
and you have to answer as a public
No, I
official.
don't. No, I don't. You know who I am.
Mr. Miller?
I disagree with that.
Just to clarify, Mr. Cagle is a holdover.
There's no such holdover position.
Yes, there is. And it's defined by Public Officers Law, Section 5,
Okay?
which says, and I put that's in the memo that I wrote to the board a couple of months ago regarding Pete Wallace, and the vote that occurred at the town's organizational meeting, in which Mr. Cagle was not reappointed for another term as code enforcement officer,
Right.
which means that office was vacant
Right.
as of, I guess, the 1st of January. But by operation of Public Officers Law, he continues to hold over in that position until a code enforcement officer is appointed by the board. So that office doesn't become entirely vacant, and then there's nobody to issue building permits or give advice or do inspections, that there would be somebody there to do that. So that's why I refer to that position as a holdover. I mean, that's the term that the Public Officers Law uses. That officer
Yeah.
holds over.
Correct, I understand all that, right. So my question to the board is,
So it's a matter of semantics.
Well, the
How long
other
can that
semantics,
holdover
if
position
I
be
can
held?
add, I spoke to Nathan Alderman at Civil Service, and while a part-time person is not covered by Section 75 of Civil Service Law, he felt, and I'm waiting for I sent inquiry to the Association of Towns also, that the official appointments and wages is nothing more than a formality to say that the wages, those are the wages for the person which were already in the budget and are confirmed that they coincide with what's in the budget for those positions. They are not reappointments of the people.
It would depend on what they told me, the attorney for the Association of Towns said, it would depend on what your local law describes and what his term of office is, and whether he is reappointed from year to year, because if not, if we are technically reappointing him, then his term ended at midnight on December 31st. And yes, he
No, 'cause the
is
meeting wasn't until
eligible
after
for a holdover, But other than that, if we decide to fill the position, then we have to advertise for it or ask someone to step in and assume those responsibilities.
And you've already
Keep in
done that.
mind also that there's a section of the town law that describes specific terms of office for specific officers.
Code enforcement is not included in that.
That's right. And so that section goes on to say that if a term is not specified by this section, then the officer serves at the pleasure of the town board.
And it's an appointment year to year, so.
Well, that should be made clear when the appointment is made. You know, the term, we appoint so-and-so to hold this office for a term commencing X and ending Y. If a term is not specified and is not otherwise provided by law, then the officer would serve at the pleasure of the town board.
So that being said, if we got 3 board members that are a biased opinion of keeping the holdover code enforcement officer, how can they go look for another code enforcement officer when they should not have a vote within the code enforcement position because they can't stand back and be non-biased? I'm talking to Judy Hall, the town supervisor, Geraldine Dusenberry, town councilman, and Pat Johnson, town councilman.
Well, town law gives us the authority to hire somebody. Until that vacant position is filled, we have the authority to appoint somebody to that position.
But you have reached out to try to find somebody to fill that position, and you had an applicant here that refuses to work for this town board.
Because of the way you acted at the meeting.
I disagree with that statement. I think that's the other way around. I think it's because of the way the board members act.
Forget that.
So on my closing statement, I'm just gonna say, I wish you to smile for the Evening Tribune, thank you.
Evening Tribune. Are you now the reporter for the Tribune?
No, I'm protecting my civil rights.
Well, you
I've had nothing more to say. That's all, that's it, just don't talk to me.
Shut up.
Excuse me? You just tell me to shut up at a board meeting? Do you guys realize who you appointed for your board? Do you realize this is beyond me?
Can I say something to you?
Sure, absolutely.
Lie to people?
I lie to people?
Okay, no, we're done.
Whoa.
That's it.
You said you met us for those sheds, you did not.
Wendy, we've already heard this, this is not, yeah.
You 2 people are an embarrassment to the board.
You are an embarrassment to everybody.
Rest my case, right there it is.
You're an embarrassment.
Well, when people call this town dysfunctional, you don't have to wonder why too much. I'd like to remind people that there are 4 mandated training requirements for anyone who does any kind of volunteer paid position, delivers products here, anything, and they are sexual harassment, workplace violence, harassment and discrimination, and bloodborne pathogens. So please get your training done and bring me a certificate.
Do we have to do that?
Yes.
Can I just bring you copies from my other job?
Yes, you can, as long as they're for this year.
They are.
Anybody who gets training anyplace, it's good for all your employment or whatever, but we have to have a copy in your employment folder. We got the letter from the county asking that we let them know if we're going to hold a rabies clinic this year, and we generally do. They strongly advise that each town has a rabies clinic. I would just like to have a motion tonight. Deb takes care of getting the vet and organizing the people. A lot
She
of us.
doesn't know the date?
No, she won't set the date till she knows it's approved, but.
I'll make the motion that we give Debbie the ability to, make the motion that Debbie handle the rabies clinic,
Or that we'll schedule a rabies
or that
clinic.
we'll schedule a rabies clinic.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Cemeteries are on here. I have found in Tom's files that the only cemetery that, the town actually has a written contract with is the Maple View Cemetery. And that was for year to year, and, asking for them to submit, their financial statements every year. So there is money in the, budget that was put in there. It was increased, it was actually doubled. And I would think that we would have to ask the other two cemeteries to provide a financial statement also, and, a letter asking for need for the money.
Are you saying there's only one cemetery now in the files?
And that was in 2014, and it's a year-to-year thing. There was no long-term commitment to supply money, although we have done it every year since 2014 and added the Zion Cemetery, I'm not sure, maybe 4 years ago. No, before that, because I've been before, so probably 5 or 6 years ago. I received a resignation letter from Cindy Levesque due to some personal issues. I'm resigning from my position on the Town of Cohocton Ethics Board. Sincerely, Cindy Levesque. So I would like a motion to advertise for alternate for the Ethics Board. They were a 4-board member, and the alternate moves up to a permanent position when there's an opening, and then we usually advertise for a alternate.
Can you tell me who's on the board right now?
Judy Graham, Lisa Gascon, and Wendy Keith. And Cindy was on there.
If it's a 4-member board and,
It's a 3-member board.
With the
They
alternate.
usually have an
Oh.
alternate.
4 with the alternate.
I'll make the motion that we advertise for a candidate for the ethics board.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Privilege of the floor. Marty,
Who from the town is on the ethics board?
Judy Graham, Lisa Gascon. I don't know I'm not sure where Wendy lives.
In the village. One hill there, first couple houses go up to 10 or 35.
I thought our law specified that there had to be a minority presence from the actual town government as part of the ethics board.
Yeah, it's in the town
Tom
law.
was on there for, a while,
It's in the town
so-
law. Yep. Yep.
So
An elected official, so we'd have to advertise for that.
and get one elected
Judy
official.
has been an elected official, but
Okay.
she's,
And, in case it wasn't clear from the planning board's minutes, Dave is now chairperson and I am vice chair of the planning
We
board.
didn't get any minutes.
yeah, we haven't had minutes for the last 2
Oh, well, I saw it
months,
here.
but I forgot
Okay.
to,
Ted wrote them up for last time.
yeah, I
Anyway,
know.
in our minutes, we made it clear, but we're supposed to notify the board who was elected within the planning board. So Dave Petrucci is chair, I'm vice
else? Board concerns?
You read us a letter last week from the Board of Ethics, or the Ethics Board, regarding this whole situation with the code enforcement.
No, that wasn't what it said.
Okay,
It
who was
said there were complaints to the ethics board and they had met regarding those
Okay.
letters of,
Okay, I thought they
complaint.
said something about an investigation.
yeah, they do an investigation when they get a complaint, but they don't tell us
Okay,
what it is.
okay.
And I never said it had anything to do with the code enforcement officer.
Oh, okay, I thought you said everything was on hold pending that investigation.
Did they not make a request?
They did, you're right, they did make a request that the
Would you
investigation.
remind us of
be on
that?
hold.
Would you remind us of that request by the ethics board?
I don't,
My hearing is not 100%, neither is my memory, but at the end of that letter, I believe there was a request of the board.
yeah, to put, I guess it was, I don't have it here,
I
obviously.
think it was just to delay.
Yeah, to delay,
The appointment
yeah.
of a code enforcement
Mhm.
officer.
But we didn't
But-
take any action on that.
I'm sorry?
We didn't take any action on that.
No.
The other thing this is the, Town of Cohocton ethics. I don't know if it's the law or what it is. It was adopted in 2019. I don't know if there's an update.
That
But
would
it
have
talks
been
about
update.
recusal and abstention, and it talks mostly about financial benefit, but it says right here that prohibition of disclosure, recusal, and abstention not required. This code's prohibition on use of a municipal position, disclosure requirements, and requirements related to recusal and abstention shall not apply with respect to the following matters: adoption of the annual budget, any matter requiring the exercise of discretion that directly affects any of the following groups: all municipal officers or employees, or bond or notes issued by the municipality and acquired more than the date on which the bonds or note were originally issued. So I just wanted to bring that up, so they really don't have any standing in this matter.
What are you talking about?
You said that the board requested that we delay.
And we didn't do anything. They
Okay,
had to,
I'm
because
just,
they had an
yeah.
investigation going on, they were notifying us of that.
Okay,
But
but
how do you know what
Wow.
it's about? Unless you made the complaint or,
you said that they requested that we.
I read what they sent last week.
Bill, did you hear the same thing I did?
I asked to hear it again.
Well, I don't have it with me right now. And it wasn't adhered to, so it really doesn't matter. They had asked that we not go ahead last week or tonight, and we're not, so. They do have an investigation. Anything else? Motion to adjourn,
I make that motion? I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm gonna break the record.
Everybody's talking fast.
You want to jump?
So are we gonna have donuts?
So, you'll get a, I'll bring my thumb drive back up, and you'll pull that out for me, because I'm gonna need the part where she swore at me.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a year, not a one time.
Yeah.
She's been sick, but she's gonna do that.
I was asking about donuts.
How many for tomorrow?
I think 6, but
I
I
can't
thought
do
he looked
6.
like a donut.
That's it, I'm resigning.
5 then.
Yeah. See. Oh, it's all taken care of? God's in our favor. Yes. Thank you, dear.
No, the great, with the great sweet.
So what happens when minutes don't get accepted? Nothing for
The solar panel. It's going up on top there.
Well, do they sort of minutes book then?
Oh, is,
So they just put unapproved on it?
yeah,
Okay.
Cheryl.
Not disapproved, it's actually much smaller.
Oh,
No,
They're not gonna use the actual
All right, oh, okay.
Cheryl.
No, we don't approve them, all we do is accept them.
I got my photos.
So that's what we do with,
What's the difference?
well,
Inside.
there's a
You're still
semantic
gonna own it.
difference in that you're not saying they're absolutely correctly reports,
Yeah.
but they've handed them in.
But I had them.
I said it's a semantic.
I'm glad I asked.
Well, that's because these things were written by somebody else, so.
The nicest place to be, let me tell you.
Accepted means
Well, yeah, I know that, like,
She goes to all meetings and stuff, and I'll say the one that's on the state code enforcement.
yeah.
The other ones that come, just like I told them, state.
Yeah, well, still, well, and then I screwed up and I said, oh crap,
They went over
no.
everything, they
They
don't work
were supposed,
locally.
you said it's
Well,
only the rest, but they
there's no way I'm gonna
paid
stay.
Wayland.
It's not gonna happen, because there's no way, there's only three people on board. It ain't gonna
They
happen.
didn't pay us, so
How
then
you
they
can't
sent
get rid
that
of them,
check.
they're
But now
elected.
he's trying to say, oh, that check is for this year.
I got
No, it's not, they owe us for
This year,
22,
2024.
Sorry, Earl.
23, I'm sorry, for last
I'm
year,
not gonna be here, Mike.
because we got the check in September.
I just wish we could figure
I
out.
assume because I was asking for the check for 22,
Yeah, we got.
that's what that was for.
Thanks, Mike.
Now today,
I couldn't believe
he's
this
trying to say, oh no, that was.
This morning I got up and it was only 2 o'clock.
No, they still owe
It's
us a
just
year.
a matter of
I'm gonna call, I didn't have a chance
nowhere
today
around
to
it,
call
so.
Dansville to ask if they've gotten 2 checks or 1 check.
You know, what was the one over there? What was
It
the,
just takes time for Mike to understand.
The host agreement says that the year they started construction would be the year of the
To the
first
Attorney
meeting.
General's
They
office, to
started
the
construction
Secretary of State, and all I got was my notification about when I was
notified the
received.
Public Service Commission that they were producing power in
Talking out
December
our ass.
of 22, which means they owed us a host agreement for 22.
So what's their justification for not?
That's when
They don't bother
oh shit.
giving any justification.
They said nothing?
yeah, but that's just,
Sheds are up.
more I would think.
I just kept saying, here's our money.
Fairbrother's wife.
Quotes and everything set.
They got a lot of.
The shed's up
I
here,
don't know.
on 21, there's some.
Ones that went out towards
Somewhere I
Naples.
have a copy of
The old, yeah.
What is their problem?
Yeah, I
You're
gave
busy
it.
with a lot.
She's had some kind of a problem with something that happened when they tried to get the permit to put the sheds there. Oh, it was all your fault. That's all I've ever heard.
That's why I'm sure I've
Permit
seen it.
permission, I mean,
It's not
You
a lot.
know,
Have a good day.
the crazy part
it's a matter
is,
of time.
they sent, I went on their website today to try to find out about it.
Yes, I'm not understanding your complaint, Leon.
We applied for put those sheds down below.
Okay, yeah, so once you do that,
And
that
when
goes
you
to special
called us, it
use.
said no right away, without even researching. That we are, you said no because you're not commercial.
Love to hear
You would need a special use permit from the
We
town.
did all that,
That's all you needed.
and then you said no, so I put all
No,
the
you don't
maps and
need
stuff
permits
in
from
your
me.
mailbox.
You needed to go to the planning board, get your special use
We
permit.
did that.
That's all you needed.
But
You
when
don't
the-
need to come back and see me. Once you get that special use permission, I'm out of the equation.
Okay.
I apologize if you
I know,
misunderstood or
yeah.
I did, because I
misinterpreted.
put all the maps on in your mailbox that showed you
Yeah, I have
that
all
we were,
that stuff.
that we were
Oh, no.
commercial.
And I gave that to, yes, correct, that is commercial, I'm not doubting that. But the special use permit would be for somebody else to come in and do it. So that's all you would need to be required
But
to
you
have.
also had told people that you had met
mean,
my
did you
husband and
not
I,
know that?
that you had been to our
I don't
place.
think I met Mr. Fairbrother.
You never met us at
That's what
all.
they thought a special meeting was.
I don't
We
think I,
talked to you, I was on the phone, and that was
I
it.
apologize for that. I don't generally get that way, but
Yeah.
I do apologize sincerely, okay?
Yeah, I
I
apologize for my
Hey, that's
act, too.
okay. I appreciate it, okay?
Yeah.
Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week.
She's reading her book.
2.5 days, you get like so much information thrown at you. But open meetings law is like a 3-hour session for everybody. Obviously, they missed that one.
So,
I slept through mine.
open meetings law, I've heard it so many times. Robert Freeman was at least funny and fun to sit with.
He's still doing it?
No, he retired. Well, they actually made him leave. Accused him of sexual harassment.
I got to talk to that guy a couple
Oh, I
of times.
love that guy.
He was hilarious.
Oh, no, I know. He was like a stand-up, better than most stand-up
And it was
comics.
like, he asked me like, one question. Okay.
So what do you got for
Is that camera?
workplace violence and bloodborne pathogens?